Whoa. We're close. We'll be live soon. Hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me, hear me? Lau, John, Raimonda. Still no audio or video. It says I've been live for 30 seconds. Can anyone hear me? Can you hear me at all? Hi, Joel, Bangkok. Yes, can hear and see you. That's always the main concern. Every time I think, is it going to work? I was so, Roy, hi. Oh, that's good. You can hear me loud and clear. Yes, good. That's great. I was so, Nicola, hi. Literabatics, hi. I think that's my sister. I was so nervous about this. I was in the bathroom just about 5 minutes ago and I was brushing my hair. And then I gargled some Listerine and I'm going, and I thought, hang on a minute. It's not a date. So, hello, settle down. So, Montreal. Got someone here from Montreal. That's fantastic. Working fine. Tower 3 neighbour, Dennis. Hi, Dennis. Nice to have you aboard. We'll just give it a minute or two and let a few more people tune in. And I've got a few talking points written down in my scribble on my pad. And so you'll see me sort of looking down at the computer and then looking up at the camera, and it's a little bit weird, but we'll get there. I've set up a few more lights, and so I think the picture's probably a little bit better than it was last time. Paul, hey, hi. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to have everybody here. Yeah, all right. Well, the first thing I thought I'd talk about, just briefly, is upcoming videos. Because, Berlin, Gilbert. Hi, Gilbert. Gilbert from Berlin. That's in Germany, in case you didn't know. That's fantastic. That's great. All of you. I have the coolest voice, do I, Daniel? Thanks very much, mate. Mike Burrows, Miller, CJ, hi, sir. Yeah, so the recent video, the Adobo Monoc video, hasn't been doing terribly well considering the performance of, say, the last 20 videos, where really we're sort of in the realm of somewhere between 10 to 50,000 and 5,000 occasionally when it doesn't go all that well. And these lockdown videos are a bit difficult to make because, you're so limited in what you can do. And this, the recent video, the Adobo Monoc video, has under, the internet's fine, thanks, has under 2,500 views. However, it has extremely high engagement signals, and that's the likes and the comments. And really, that's pretty much what it's all about. I mean, it's not about making cat videos and trying to get as many views as you can and try to make a whole lot of money doing that. It's actually about engaging with people. And so I'm pretty happy. Lots of comments on the Adobo Monoc video as well. And there's a social media analytics website called Nox Influencer. And they must get a feed from YouTube, and they break down all your statistics. And in every category, we are excellent in all the engagement signals. So, views is certainly something that everybody would like. It'd be great to be getting hundreds of thousands of views, but we're doing pretty well. In total, it's over 1.12 million views, 13,250 subscribers. I mean, everything's good. It's building really nicely. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as the engagement signals are there, as long as everybody's engaged and feeling happy about it, then that's what it's all about. So I just thought I'd get that off my chest. And I'll talk a little bit more about analytics in a minute. We were very impressed with your audacity to visit several places in Manila where my wife is born. Would be awesome to see you visit the minor basilica of Santo Nino de Tondo. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll put that on the list. What would you do to prepare? If you knew a decade ago that you were going to move to the Philippines, what would you do to prepare? Well, I would have learnt more of the language. And as it is, it's appalling how much Filipino I know. However, I think I do get a pass because I've been in lockdown, and really the only person I've seen much of in that entire time is Emma. And she just speaks to me in English all the time, which is great for me. But yeah, I haven't learned a lot, and I'm actually making an attempt to learn more. If I had my telephone, I'd have a look at it, but I've downloaded an app which teaches you to speak Filipino. And so you say the word, then you push the button, and it gives you the proper pronunciation. And I'm using that from time to time through the day. So, sooner or later, I'll get there. Fishing buddy, good evening. Emma's here. Hi, boss, she says. Hi, chef. Hi, head chef. Found your channel about 3 weeks ago. Been binge watching your videos ever since. Ahmed. Hi, Ahmed. Are you a Filipino persono? Miller says, hi, Emma. G'day, Marshall. Watching from Victoria, Australia. Well, that's where I come from, Melbourne. Sir Mandaluyong neighbour. That's fantastic. RLV. Raimonda. Hello, chef. It says, hello, Chef Emma. No one's talking to me anymore. Rome. Question. What's your long-term plan? Settle down here with someone or travel elsewhere? Well, it doesn't have to be quite as definite as that, does it? You can actually travel somewhere and come back. At the moment, of course, you can't travel anywhere. And if you did travel somewhere, you probably couldn't come back. So everything's just so difficult in that regard. As I've said quite a number of times, my plan was to make Manila my base and then travel and then come back and then travel again and come back, because the Philippines is ideally located in Southeast Asia, and it's close to sort of more North Asia. So it's very close to Taiwan. It's much closer to Japan and South Korea than, say, Thailand. And so therefore airfares would be cheaper. And it seemed to me to be a fantastic plan. So I came here in December 2019, and then, a couple of months later, they closed the lid on our lives. So yeah. Julie Vargas, hi. A pleasant evening to you, sir. Hugo Poetry Channel, or Hugot. Hi, Marshall, watching from Venezuela City. Mark, hi. Where is the dynamite in San Miguel Light? Well, I'm back on the wagon. I'm back off the beers. I'm doing another 100 days because I can't be trusted. Ahmed, I'm Turkish. And living in Germany. Can't wait to visit the Philippines again. Good on you, Ahmed. Fantastic. Jay, hi, mate. Are you staying here till Christmas, sir? Well, I suppose so. I can't imagine. I don't think I'd be able to leave before Christmas. I mean, what I would love to do is go to Taiwan for maybe 3 weeks and come back. That would, I'd be fine with that. But you can't go to Taiwan. Rome, next question. What differentiates you from others? Or what do you want to be remembered for as a vlogger? You mean when I die? What do I want to be remembered for? I don't know. I think I just like to be me. I'm not trying to copy anyone else. And to be honest, I mean, you can see it in my sort of the back catalogue of the channel. I'm prepared to try different forms of videos. You know, that stupid dancing video I did around McCarthy. I mean, there's a bit of a cringe factor involved in that, but it was fun making it. And I don't know that I'd do anything like that again. But, you know, I'm prepared to try different styles. And I suppose maybe it'll take me another year to figure out precisely how I actually approach making a video. But then again, I don't think I'll ever stop evolving. So I don't know. I'm not sure, right? Jack Wakeman, hello. Isa, hi. And I love your content. Why not do a collab with food vloggers like Ninong Ree or Chef JP Anglo? I don't know who they are, but I'll have a look. Yeah, I'm right open for collabs. I'd love to do a collaboration with someone around about the same size as me. I think that'd be great. We could really help each other. Lau, where are you planning to go next? Well, you know, maybe Taiwan at some stage. Andy here from Sydney. Hi, Andy. Lunchtime here in the UK. Lunchtime in the... Where are you in the UK, Isa? Watching from Davao City. Human, right? Thanks. Love the dancing. There you go. That's great. What's your next dish? What's your favorite Filipino dish? What's my favorite Filipino dish? Probably sinigang. Manok, or yeah, probably sinigang manok. Although I do like, I like all the I like chicken, you know. So pretty much, I like caldereta, menudo, most of the soups. Yeah. The next dish that we're going to cook, well, we actually did have that planned, but as this video, you know, I've said that, you know, it didn't get very good views, but it got really good engagement signals. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't push my luck and make another one. But I was actually going to make a Thai dish to thank Emma for helping me with so many videos. But I don't know if I'm going to do that now. And I've got a few other videos planned, and it looks like we're going to go down to GCQ. And if anyone knows better, can you correct me if I'm wrong? But GCQ with granular lockdowns? And if we do go into GCQ, does that mean restaurants open up? And does that mean that we can travel a little bit more around Metro Manila? Because that'd be good. Isa lives in Kidderminster in Worcestershire. Wow, I've never heard of it, but it sounds pretty good. Worcestershire. Driving through, grabbing some grub after curfew. After curfew. Oh, it is after curfew. Yeah, it's 8:13. Will our curfew change in the next couple of days when we go to GCQ? Does anyone know that? Hi, I'm from Oxford in the UK. Spanky the Monkey. Hi, Spanky. Thanks for joining us. Mark G. I'm a relatively new Aussie viewer of your channel from Brisbane. I've been enjoying your content as my wife is a Filipina. We were there in January last year, but haven't been able to get back. No. I wonder what your connection is to the Philippines before coming here. Nothing. I didn't know anything about the Philippines. And I was researching because I wanted to vlog around Asia. And so I just started researching the countries I hadn't been to, and Philippines and Vietnam were two countries I hadn't been to. And the Philippines sounded really good. So in 2019, in October, I came over for 3 weeks, and I went to Subic Bay, which is in sort of north of Manila, still on Luzon Island for anyone who's not from the Philippines. And I flew down to Mindanao, to Davao City, for about a week, and then back to Manila and did all my research and thought, yep, Manila's great. That's where I'm going to base myself. Kitty, Metro Manila will be on GCQ starting Wednesday. Fantastic. But Kitty, does that mean that we'll have a longer, will the curfew move to say 10 p.m.? And will we be able to dine in restaurants? Do you know any more about that? Oh, hello from Toronto, Canada. Cyber. Hi, Toronto. That's fantastic. I'm Metro Manila. Your style is unique, mate. Raw and direct. That's why I subscribe. That's Jay. Good on you, Jay. Thanks. Another one from England in Bournemouth. Well, so this is a fairly good time for England and for the Philippines, but not so good for America, I think. And it's not too bad for Australia. It's about 2 hours ahead on the eastern seaboard in Australia. So Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. So it's 8:16 here, be 10:16 p.m. there. So it's not too bad for Australia. With GCQ, you can travel more. This is Rome, but there'll be granular lockdowns if your residential area has more COVID cases. And that's a bit frightening, isn't it? If a whole lot of people in my building, in my condo that I live in, contract COVID, I'll be locked down as well. The whole building will just be like locked down. So you kind of thinking, oh, hope no one gets it here. Dine-in is allowed with GCQ. You should be able to travel more within Metro Manila. However, surrounding provinces like Bulacan, Laguna, Rizal, Cavite are still MECQ. Oh, right. So you can't go there. All right. Randy, hello from Memphis, Tennessee. G'day, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Try chicken puchero. Add a can of pork and beans. Do you mean to just when I'm cooking on my own? Jack Wakeman, please tell us a little about yourself. What were you doing before you retired? Married, kids? No, I wasn't married. I've been in some pretty long-term relationships. No kids. And just prior, I mean, I haven't really retired, but just prior to coming to the Philippines, I was working in student services at a university in Melbourne. And yet another person saying I look like Christopher Waltz, the evil villain in the James Bond movie. And I like him too. I think that's a compliment. Thank you. He's Austrian. I'm also in England. Yeah, Raimonda's in England, right? Hello, Mr. Marshall, watching from Sydney. What's your profession before? I'm a Filipino chef. Love your cooking vlogs. Oh, fantastic. I did a lot of things, over the years. When I left school, I played in a band for 5 years. And then I went overseas and I studied for a year at London University. And I traveled around Europe. So I was away for a couple of years, came back to Australia when I was about 26, and then went to Melbourne University. And then I dropped out of Melbourne University because I wrote a radio play. And I did that live to air, produced and directed it live to air with a radio station. And then from there, somehow, I don't know how, I fell into promoting live stand-up comedy. And I did that for about 14 years. And that was about 7 years too long. I shouldn't have done it for as long as I did. And then after that, I just sort of worked jobs here and there and traveled. And I lived in Thailand for 8 years. Went back to Australia because my mum was sick. I lived with her for a while. She died. And then I stayed on in Melbourne working at the university until I thought, I just want to get out of here. And so I did. And here I am. And I don't regret it one bit. Boston, Massachusetts. I've been to Massachusetts. It's beautiful. Can you give us your thoughts about the growth of your channel? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but it has been growing quite a lot just recently, and I'm really happy with the way it's moving. I think we're moving up. Once I've got a bit more freedom and I can make slightly more interesting videos, I think views will climb up a bit too. And so, I can see the possibility of reaching 20,000 subscribers before Christmas. I don't think that's out of the question. but that's as long as I can get out and about a bit more. Because being confined means, I end up doing cooking videos because I'm desperate, or dancing in the street videos, and I'd rather be, there's more stimulation out there, but it's all shut down during ECQ. So I think that the channel will grow. I'll talk about channel analytics soon. What made you choose to stay in the Philippines? Well, I think I sort of answered that. Will you leave the Philippines for good once the COVID situation is over? Well, I think I'll just revert to my plan. I'll base myself here, and I'll travel and come back and travel and come back. But I can see an awkward situation coming up where there's the possibility that you travel on quarantine and then travel on quarantine, and then to come back to the Philippines, you'd have to quarantine again, and it might not actually be worth coming back. So I just keep on traveling until this bloody pandemic finishes. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know. Featuring the Philippines. Your storytelling is tons better than tourism ads. I think that's right. I think good vlogs are better than purpose-made ads, because, a vlog is pretty much someone's real life experiences. What's the best thing here that let you decide to stay here for longer? I'm just curious. Well, it's a combination of all sorts of things. It's the proximity of the Philippines to the rest of Asia that's really appealing. Like, I couldn't possibly do what I'm intending to do from Melbourne, because Melbourne's just it's way too far away. It's, it's the southern tip of Australia. The cost of living's appealing. There are all sorts of appealing aspects to living in the Philippines. The people are friendly and nice. Bicol, you should try Bicol, especially where I'm from. Well, I wanted to go to Bicol really early on. It was the first province that really came to my attention, and I really liked the food, the Bicol Express, the chili, the slightly sort of spicier cuisine that comes from Bicol. And I'd love to go there, but, after the ECQ, GCQ barbecue. I'm based in Pasay City and from Los Angeles. Welcome to Piñas, and I genuinely enjoy your vlogs. Thank you, Marv. Have you tried traveling by motorcycle, says Jay. Well, I lived in Phuket for 6 months, and I had a motorbike, and I didn't have an accident. And when I left Phuket, I went to Bangkok, and I thought, there's no way I'm riding a motorbike around Bangkok. It's just crazy. And I am pretty wary about motorbikes. So, yeah, I can ride a motorbike, but I don't think I'd be riding a motorbike down EDSA in Manila. Just sort of tempting fate. What bands was I in? Look, they weren't very big. You wouldn't know them. GCQ is okay, but you need to observe health protocols. Yeah, well, just because we're going into GCQ doesn't mean that the situation's any less dire than it was. And I think the government wants to go back into GCQ to open the economy up more, and they're hoping that these granular lockdowns will be the key to controlling the spread of COVID. And hopefully that it'll work, but I don't know. I think we just need to vaccinate as fast as we possibly can. Jeff, I answered that question before. I might not be making another cooking video for a little while, just at the moment. Ahmed, sir, I'd like to ask you, is there anything about the Philippines that you like better than what you've experienced in Australia? There are a lot of things. I don't think you can subtract from the equation the fact that you're not at home. Like, I like traveling, I like not being in my comfort zone. I like being in a place where I'm not really sure where everything is, where everything's new. That's something about travel that I find really exciting and really nice. Take care always. Watching from Mindanao. Grace Jones. Good on you, Grace. Thanks. Kitty says, I'm not sure if you can jump to other GCQ areas, for example, Pampanga or Zambales or Subic or Baguio. That's an interesting. So what Kitty's saying is there are MECQ areas. So there's Manila, then some MECQ areas, and then some GCQ areas. And she's wondering, can you go from GCQ Manila to GCQ somewhere else, but essentially jumping over or driving through or taking a bus through the MECQ areas? And I wonder if anyone knows the answer to that question, because if you can, that could be interesting. I could ride a motorbike, Kitty, in more provincial areas, and I probably would. Mind you, Thailand and Australia both drive on the left-hand side of the road. Your YouTube name is a wordplay for Eminem's real name, right? No. No. I enjoyed watching your videos last month, and I love your content. Keep safe. God bless. Thank you, Don. Yeah. Please feature Pampanga, north of Manila, where I grew up. Yeah, yep, I will. I'll get there. What do I miss about home? You know, the main thing, the same when I lived in Thailand, oddly, is of course family and friends. But the parks. Melbourne has absolutely stunningly beautiful parks everywhere. Acres and acres and acres and acres of parks, and there's no one in them. And I love just having a wander through a park and under the trees. You know, that's one of the joys of my life in Melbourne, and I do miss that. Can I describe the Filipinos in one word? No. I mean, no, I don't think so. Friendly? No, I don't. Do you have a wife and children back home? No. Oh, Rome says GCQ to GCQ only. So, Rome, I assume you're saying you can't go through an MECQ area to get to a GCQ area. You could only go from a GCQ area to an adjacent GCQ area. I think that's what you mean, right? Sam's, hello, Marshall, made it. Good on you, Sam's. Nice to see you. Did you think of getting your own car here? Well, yeah. No, I haven't really seriously thought about it. I think, you know, if I lived in Cebu, you know, or maybe Davao, I could use the car to take off to you know, like beaches and rural areas. But in Manila, Grab taxis and white taxis are pretty cheap, and you don't have to park them, you know, and they're fairly plentiful. You know, I find getting around Manila to be pretty easy and pretty cheap. So, yeah, a car would just be a bit of a sort of an expense that wouldn't give me the convenience to justify the expense. Where is Chef Emma? She's at home. Bike riding in the Philippines is a harrowing experience unless you're riding with a group. Yeah, well, I don't know about the Philippines, but certainly I think riding a bicycle in Manila, whoa. Well, this is moving too fast. Do you think will I make an Instagram account? That's funny you should ask that, because someone was saying to me the other day that I should use Instagram, and I actually do have an Instagram account that I don't use. And so I suppose I could change the name, call it Marshall Butters Vlogs. I might at some stage. Yeah, I'll have to think more seriously about using social media a bit better. I use Facebook a bit, but probably not as well as I could. I'm quite sad that your travel here in the Philippines is pretty limited. There are lots of good places in Luzon. Yeah, look, I just can't wait to be able to travel again. Um, you're a natural and nice to see a change from the other foreign vloggers. Well, thank you, Marv. Any future plans to live somewhere other than a condo apartment? No. Even if I moved to Cebu or Davao City, which would, I don't know, I don't think I'd live in the provinces, in a tiny little place. I'm more of a city person, and living in a condo, I had an Airbnb in a low-rise condo in Davao City that was absolutely perfect. It was just fantastic. Would you ever consider? Would I? Yeah, okay. I just answered that. So, hi, Marshall. Hope you're fine. Not here for the 25th. So, Shuib, I think. Shuaib is coming on the 26th. It's booked a ticket for the 26th of February. And wants to know if the Ermita area, Malati, is okay to stay in. So has anyone got any ideas on that? Because I haven't spent much time in Malati. I quite like it over there, but I don't know what it would be like to live in. So I can't really advise you on that. But if anyone else wants to chime in, please be my guest. Rome's saying, yeah, I should get a car, drive around Luzon Island. Yep. Yeah. So that's a point. And you can take it to other islands and things on the ferry. Yeah, that's a very good point. So you could beat the checkpoints. What Paul says, right, is exactly true. He's saying he was jokingly saying, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do if you've got a car. And I've been watching other YouTubers traveling all around the place because they've got cars during the ECQ and the MECQ, as if the rules don't apply to them. And, the main problem with that kind of thing is if they do have COVID, they'll become what's known as super spreaders. You've just got to abide by the rules. And the rules apply to you, even if you're a foreign vlogger. So I've said my bit, and I'll just leave it there. How long do I intend to stay in the Philippines? Well, I kind of answered that. It's, how long is a piece of string? Greetings from South Korea. Hoping to visit the Philippines after things loosen up with the lockdown. Really miss the food and friendly people. Stay safe. Good on you, Bill. Fantastic. If you miss huge parks, we have lots of them here in Baguio. I'd be more than happy to show you around. Non-summit. Well, I'll take you up on that. And Baguio looks fantastic. It just looks beautiful. Oh. And it'll be one of the first places I'll head to once it's possible to actually get there. But Baguio has been really difficult to travel to. But yeah, thanks for the offer. Can you picture yourself staying in the Philippines for good? Well, anything's possible, Ahmed. Anything's possible. There was a young woman selling vegetables at the market who was very nice. I really enjoy the massive shopping malls in Manila, even bigger than Westfield Chadstone. So this is someone from Melbourne, Mark G, who's talking about we've got these massive shopping malls in Australia, and pretty much all owned by the same company called Westfield. And they're absolutely gigantic. And he's saying that he thinks the malls in the Philippines are better than these gigantic malls we've got in Melbourne. And to be honest with you, I just think a mall's a mall. There's sort of much of a muchness to me. When you go to the local market. I like it when you go to the local market and interact with people. Yeah, so do I. I just like interacting with people. And that's why the lockdown's killing me. Puke 13. What's up, Marsh? Watching from Guam. Fantastic. That's fantastic. Why do you think the Philippines is lagging behind its neighbours in general compared to countries like Thailand, for example? Or do you think otherwise? I'm interested since you're well travelled. Well, I mean, every country in Southeast Asia is at a various stage of development. So I don't know if it's even relevant to compare them. Yeah. If you can check out Eastwood area in Quezon City, yeah, I've actually been there. I haven't vlogged there. I almost got a condo in Eastwood, that close, and then I thought, oh no, it's a bit far away. How is the sinigang na manok? The chicken sinigang? Sinigang? Not really a fan of using chicken in sinigang, but that's just me. Yeah, fair enough. Well, that sinigang that we made, Emma and I made, I thought it was delicious. I thought it was fantastic. So Marv's saying Malati is a nice place to visit, but she wouldn't want to live there. It's pretty seedy. So that was for the person who asked about living in Malati. Hope you collab with Mang Andress, making it happen, juicy vlogs, etc. Righto. What's up, Guam? Thank you, Mr. Marshall, and pronounced my name well. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Shout out to Dra Anna. We love your vlogs. We are from Makati. Keep up the good work. Right. I don't know if that was even to me. Rishika, thanks. Hope your internet connection will not get lost. Because of the heavy rain, it started to pour with rain here in Mandaluyong at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought, oh, I hope that doesn't knock the internet out. How you travellers getting your vaccine? Well, foreigners in, I would say, any country are pretty much treated like anybody else during a pandemic. And so the Mandaluyong City Council very early on had a waiting list for the vaccine, and I was told about it. And like a lot of people, I had an initial vaccine hesitancy. I just sort of thought, oh, I don't know, because of what I was hearing about AstraZeneca and the blood clots. But then I realised, no, this is serious. It's serious. You've got to get vaccinated. So I got onto the waiting list pretty early on. And that's why I've been double vaccinated already, because I got onto the waiting list with everybody else many, many months ago. That's how. Are there any one-bedroom rentals, and do you know how much they? So Randy's asking if there are any one-bedroom rentals in the condo that I live in, and how much are they? When you say one bedroom, I mean they call these a one bedroom, but it's really a studio apartment with a wall that divides the living area from the bedroom. So yeah, and I pay $19,500, but I'm on a monthly contract, and with that, I get there's a 50-inch smart TV that has Netflix, and I also get internet. So that was a good deal for me. But you're looking at maybe $18,000, and there's plenty. The rooms on either side of me are empty, and there's a lot of empty rooms in these condos at the moment. So yeah, plenty around. Travel. If you will travel a lot, yeah, good security in condo living. Yeah, that's another thing. There's good security here. Thank you for having unconventional vlogs. Usually travel vloggers show highlights of a place. You, on the other hand, show the streets and roads less traveled. Thank you. Did you ever get to visit that museum that was cut off by the Manila floods? Raymond asked. So that's the National Natural History Museum of the Philippines, which just looks like the most incredible place with this great big glass dome on the top of it. And the answer to that question is no. And so you have to apply for tickets online. And can you still see me? I've just had a signal from my GoPro. Can everybody still see and hear me? I've just had a red dot on my little GoPro icon. Yes? Good, thanks. Right. And it gave me such a fright, I've forgotten completely what I was talking about. Other than the National Natural History Museum. Yeah, you had to apply for tickets online, and there was a 2-week waiting period. So I applied, lost that ticket because of the floods. I had to apply again, and then lost the ticket because of the ECQ lockdown. So I'll apply again when it opens again. I'll have to find out if they're open with this new GCQ, because I'm definitely going there. It's a wonderful place. Sarah Timber Lopez. Hi, Mr. Butters. I idolize you. I also introduce you to my husband, and up until now, we still wait for your new uploads promoting Philippines and loving it. Thank you. Kian, what's up, Marshall? Can my mum apply to you as your chef? She's a good cook, promise. Well, I've got Chef Emma, who's doing a pretty good job at the moment. Thanks anyway. But if that position becomes vacant, I'll definitely let you know. How long are you going to be here in the Philippines? Do you have any plans of going back to Australia? Don't have any plans of going home just yet. You know, I think I've still got quite a few years of travel left that I'd like to do before I get bored. How long are you going to be here? Don't know. Going to run. See you later. Bye, Roy. Thank you for tuning in. It's very good of you. Happy you discovered the bay leaf, my personal favourite in Intramuros. Yeah, Marv says that she likes the Bay Leaf Hotel in the Intramuros, and it's just a fantastic place, isn't it? It's just a lovely place. Right. Hello from Michigan. Vincente. Michigan. All right. Jose Dexter. Laguna is a nice place to visit also. I know you've been to Los Baños. Shout out to my family, Layla, Lander, and Marcio. We're from Laguna. Great. Yeah, I went to Los Baños, and just about everything was closed. It was really disappointing. Thanks, Marsh. It's chaos here in Sydney for the vaccine. Well, my light just ran out of juice. It's chaos here in Sydney for the vaccine. That means everybody's actually trying to get vaccinated now. Sydney's doing pretty well on the vaccinations, I believe. Hi, how are you? How would you compare the Philippines and Thailand so far? I wouldn't really compare them. Sort of different, really different kettle of fish, you know. I didn't know much about the Philippines before I came here. And I practically didn't know anything about Filipino food. And I was really surprised by the food when I came here. I was expecting a far more obvious kind of Asian style cuisine, you know, like people eating with chopsticks. Whereas I think it was Anthony Bourdain described it as New World cuisine, you know, mixed with historical Filipino cuisine, adobos and so on. But it really is a very different cuisine and quite different to anything else in Southeast Asia. Have they opened the swimming pool area in my condominium? No, they haven't. Right. Watching a lot. Something seems to be going on here. I wonder if you'd like La Union in the north. They're quite open, it seems, during the pandemic. Actually, I was thinking about that a little while ago. Yeah. I'll just briefly, I was talking about, subscribers and about the state of the channel. And it's going really well. We've got like nearly 1.2 million views and 13,250 subscribers. The gender mix, this is analytics that you can't find for yourself. So I thought I'd tell you, I'd just let you know with the channel. The gender split in the analytics is 78.4% male and 21.6% female. And I'd really like to do something about that, and including Emma in the vlogs. I will hopefully make them a bit more female friendly. So anyway, that's the state of play at the moment. Sometimes it does get, with individual videos, it gets better with the female side. It gets up to 34, 35% female. And sometimes it goes as low as like 16% female. So I'd really like that to be as close to 50-50 as possible. So I'm bearing that in mind. I'm doing something about it. Our average age range is 25.8% of 35 to 44-year-olds. And then either side of that demographic's pretty high too. So it's pretty good. And the top geographies, number 1, the Philippines. Number 2, the USA. Number 3, Australia, which has just recently moved up. Number 4, Canada. And number 5, the UK. And in a couple of videos, the USA has actually taken the number 1 spot, like the cost of living video. There are more viewers from the UK than there are from the Philippines. That's only happened a couple of times. It's generally something like about 44% Philippines and 29% USA. But the USA side of things seems to be moving up a bit. So anyway, for what that means, I don't know what it means, but that's what's happening with the channel. I promised that I'd talk about health insurance, and it's taken me 48 minutes to get to it. And this will only go for an hour, this live stream. So I'll just quickly go over the health insurance. I spoke to a health insurance agent today called Matt for an hour on video chat, and from someone from Prague in Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic. Thank you. Nice to see you. Spoke to him for an hour, and I found him to be a really genuine person. He wasn't trying to upsell me. He was suggesting other packages that were even cheaper from time to time. He's very knowledgeable about the product, and he sent me the forms. I've kind of decided on the one that I'm going to buy. There are a couple of issues. One is that I take cholesterol tablets, which is apparently the most commonly prescribed medicine in Australia. And it just meant that I had slightly high cholesterol, and so the doctors just uniformly put you on this rosuvastatin medicine, and you take one every day, and it lowers your bad cholesterol. It's not like a life-threatening condition or anything. It's nothing. It's just lowering bad cholesterol. But I had to fill out a whole form about that and include it with my application. So I'll send my applications off to Matt tomorrow, and then it'll take about 3 days for those applications to be processed. And I just want to follow this whole process, this whole application process, before I report back to you. But the policy I'm looking at is around about 25,000 pesos for 12 months. You get an 8% discount if you pay up front, because you can pay in installments. So if you pay in a lump sum, you get an 8% discount, which takes it down to around about 22,000. One of the features of it is that you can travel overseas 3 times for up to 30 days and have cover. And there's flight cancellation cover, and there's a bit of travel insurance cover in it too. So it's sort of interesting, but I'll go into that in more detail once I've figured out exactly how good it is, and once I've paid for it and I've got it, I'll report back to you in more detail. And also, too, I'll put Matt's details into the description of the video that I do and the Facebook post that I do, so that you too can talk to him, because I found it incredibly helpful to talk to someone who really understood the policies, because I find reading those policies, they can be a little bit ambiguous from time to time, and you think, oh, what does that exactly mean? Anyway, rambling on. My union. We love it when you were dancing around in Makati, Rishika. Thank you. I'm a little bit embarrassed about that. Paul's talking about La Union, beach vibe and good food. You're selling it well, Paul. You're selling me. I can see and hear you here from the Czech Republic. Yep, thank you. Kiora, you should set up capability for super chat or super stickers on your channel so supporters can follow and show their appreciation. Yep, that's something to think about. KARL, that's Carl. How do you know your viewers are from? Does YouTube provide statistics about it? They do, yeah. In every video, there are geography statistics. And my videos are viewed in, I don't know, about 20 different countries. Really great explaining everything you should be on Filipino TV. Thanks very much. Axe. Sir Marshall, if I get old, I want to stay in shape like you. You're looking young. Is that a backhanded compliment or what? Thanks very much. Hi, Carl. YouTube collects data about age, gender, and location for AdSense and shares it with uploaders. For AdSense. Oh, what? So you can see all of that. All right, I didn't realize that you could see that information. Vlog idea: Vegemite on rice. Fair enough. Just curious on your thoughts when using public toilets in the Philippines. Any wise words to share? Yeah, I think when using public toilets anywhere, pinch your nose and be as quick as you possibly can. Kitty, I think the reason why your cost of living vid is because potential expats are interested in how much it costs for a single expat guy in the Philippines. So it's had high views from the US and the UK. Exactly right, Kitty. Yeah, those sorts of videos, I think tend to do well. Real estate videos as well. Watching from Japan. Hi, boss. Thanks for the insurance update. Interested in insurance and coverage for 60-year-olds. Also on cholesterol medications and blood pressure medicines. Right, okay. As I said, Randy, I'll mention it in a vlog, and I'll do a Facebook post as soon as I've gone through the whole process with this insurance company. Another thing with that insurance company is you get a card and you can do cashless transactions. So you don't pay at the hospital and then go and fill out a form and send it to the insurance company and wait for 2 weeks for them to reimburse you. You go to a hospital that they are accredited with and swipe your card. So that's another reason to go with this company, but I'll tell you more about it later. What's going on here? How much will you complete? Coffee. That's Tita Miriam. Thanks, Miriam. Kitty. Oh, for some public toilets, hold your breath. We're talking about public toilets. Kitty saying in some public toilets, even in gas stations, you have to hold your breath. It's also not advisable to sit on the throne as a girl. I'm sure as a guy as well. May I ask where your income is coming from to support your life in the Philippines? Daniel? No. It's savings. Noel, hello. Hello. Carrie, I just want to ask, what visa have you in the Philippines? I'm going again to get another visa tomorrow. I get 2 monthly tourist visas. I've applied for a 6-month tourist visa, but at the moment they're not issuing them. So I just get 2 months, then 2 months, then 2 months. That's how it's been working. What has been your favorite country out of all the ones you've ever visited? Please don't change your video format. It's the reason we subscribed in the first place. Yeah, I'm not going to change my video format, Nicola. And I don't, there's something about so many different countries. I lived in the UK for nearly 2 years, and I loved it and I hated it. I lived in London. I actually loved it and hated it in equal parts, and I still miss it. And that was about 30 years ago. I loved France, Spain. I loved Italy, Thailand. There are so many places that I could happily live. It's incredible. And I'm really enjoying living in the Philippines, given the circumstances that it's been under. Bear in mind, I've been here for just over a year and a half, and most of that time I've been in lockdown, so it's been incredibly frustrating. I watched your previous video. You mentioned your trade in the stock market. You still trade, sir? No, I don't, but I did day trade for a year and a bit. What kind of music did your band play? We were kind of like new wave, fairly heavy, post-punk. Check out Clark in Pampanga. I think it's right up your alley. By the way, really enjoyed the live stream so far. Thanks very much, RK. Another Aussie here, been living in Philippines and Antipolo area for the last 7 years. My wife and I enjoy your channel. Antipolo, it's nice up there, and the train goes up there now. It's fantastic. Hello, people from Auckland, New Zealand. Fantastic chancer. I've been to Auckland. Lovely place. You never thought of putting a Patreon account together? I have actually thought about that, Alan, and it's something that I might do in the reasonably near future, because if you have 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, you can add the join button. And I looked into it and I read about it, and YouTube take 30% as a handling fee, whereas with Patreon, I think they take about 8 to 10%. So I need to do a bit more sort of. But I've also thought with Patreon, what could I do to make it sort of that little bit extra worthwhile? And so I'm thinking about that as well. But I probably will start some sort of Patreon or a Patreon account at some stage in the fairly near future. So. Is there anything you missed from the UK wise I can bring for you? Carlsberg elephant and a Scotch egg. That'd be great. Thanks, mate. My favourite episode is when you had your fortune told in Quiapo. That was fun, and he was a lovely guy. I add also to your revenue every time someone will give you super chat. Or yeah, I can see what you mean, Tita Miriam. I enjoy the channel. I love the content. Very natural. Show those spots that must be visited by everybody. Yeah, and that's one of the things of being a vlogger too. That it actually forces you to go and do things that you would probably lazily not have done. And so I've done all kinds of really interesting things here that if I was just a tourist, I wouldn't have done nearly as much because I'm lazy. Yep. Have you ever visited an island like Boracay? Well, no. I went to no, I haven't. If you had Patreon, perhaps you could do a live stream cooking segment. Rome So. Hi, we're your new fans. May we ask what made you your mind to do YouTube? Are you full-time now? Yeah, I'm a full-time YouTuber. Vlogs, a vlog takes probably takes about 2 days, really, all up with the pre-production, the videoing, and then the post-production being the editing and the voiceovers and scripting and so on. It takes around about 2 days out of your week. And so if you're posting 3 videos, that's 6 days a week. And I'm trying to post 3 videos, but at the moment it's down to 2 videos because of the lockdown is just strangling my creativity. Glad you're healthy and safe. Same to you, Paul. Scotch egg. I love a Scotch egg, Paul. Absolutely love it. Chinatown episode is also a good vlog as well. Thanks very much. Kitty, I think some vloggers also have the buy me a coffee feature, which is a one-time donation, unlike Patreon, which is a monthly thing. Yeah, I feel a bit shy about that kind of thing. I feel a bit awkward. Good evening, Sir Marshall, from Mark Kaiser. Hi, Mark. Please say hi to my wife, Charlene. She's a big fan. Hi, Charlene. Good night, Mr. Marshall. Actually, I'm consistent on supporting your vlogs, but as now I need to rest. This has been a tiring day. Axe, thanks for coming. It's been lovely to see you. Please open now. I want to give you a coffee. I don't know if YouTube has that feature. I don't know anything about that sort of thing. I'll have to look into it. Tita Miriam, but you are lovely for thinking of me. Thank you. What's your position in your band? I was a guitarist. Who are your influences? Oh, they were vast and many. I mean, when I turned about 16, the Sex Pistols released Never Mind the Bollocks, and that for me was just the wake-up call. I thought it was the best thing under the sun, but I also thought Back in Black by AC/DC was the best thing under the sun. I like Midnight Oil, Australian bands, the Birthday Party, and a lot of the English punk and new wave bands, especially as well. Yeah. What's your favorite beer here in the Philippines? Well, I don't think I've been shy about saying that it's San Miguel Light, and I think San Miguel Light is one of the best beers I've ever had. You're probably the biggest export of Australia to the You're probably one of the biggest export of Australia to the Philippines since air supply. I'm going to use that. If I may, I think I'm going to use that in some sort of promotion. I'm about to cook my dinner in Melbourne, Oz. Boy, you're having a late dinner, 11 o'clock at night. Take care. Yep. Delta Chris, enjoy your dinner. And thanks for dropping by. Do you plan on visiting Bataan? I do, as soon as I can. And I've looked into it, and I can't get there. How do we reach you for a possible media collab? In the About section of my channel, there's a Gmail email address. I can't Tita Miriam. She's saying that she wants to leave me some money for a coffee, but I can't do it just at the moment. It's very lovely of you to think of me. Amanda Rowley, a friend of mine from Melbourne. We're almost finished, Mandy. Not sure how it turned on. How it's turned on. Oh yeah, poll. No, I don't know. Guadalupe Market episodes brought lots of memories. Thank you for creating content about it. Yeah, I love the Guadalupe Market. It's a great place. And just to dispel any misconceptions, I did refer to it as a wet market, and it's actually known as just the Guadalupe Market. It's a very clean place. There are no bad smells, and the food, like the meat, is 1,000 times fresher than the supermarket. It's absolutely perfect. It's fantastic. Right, like the music you listen to, okay. Going to cook breakfast. Thanks for your vlogs and stay safe, my friend. Randy, enjoy your breakfast. Isn't it just incredible? Someone's cooking their dinner, someone's having their breakfast, someone's on their lunch break. Emerald, I like watching your vlogs, very entertaining. Thank you, Emerald. Rostam, I enjoy watching your vlogs since last year. Great job. Thanks, mate. Alan, I just shared your Ta'al video to my entire clan. More views, and thanks for featuring my hometown, Ta'al. All right, that's where you come from. Lovely place. What are your travel plans when restrictions are over? I think I've been sort of saying enough about that. You know, like I'm just going to, I'll be like a greyhound out of the box as soon as the starter's pistol goes. Probably Baguio first. That's one place. Go up to Baguio. I'd like to go even further north in Luzon Island, and then come back down on the west coast. That's La Union and San Juan, I think, down there. That'd be interesting. And Bataan would obviously historically be incredibly interesting. There's so much to do. There's so much to do, and being stuck in Metro Manila, or being not Metro Manila, in Mandaluyong, is incredibly frustrating. But I'm not the only person in the world, you know. Have you visited the Henry Hotel? I've read about the Henry Hotel. We used to live there in the 70s before they turned it into a hotel. Whoa, really? Really? That's interesting. Gee, I'd like to know more about that. That's Geomad. That's very interesting. There's Toby Estate or Coffee Project. Yeah. Were you Malcolm or Angus? Well, Malcolm's dead. So, and I'm a bit taller than Angus, and I still have my hair. You're showing us the laid-back life on the metro. Would you consider singing in a local band? No, I was never a singer. Do you dive or surf? No, I don't, Raymonda. Believe it or not, as an Australian, I don't surf or dive. Yep, we'd rather watch you travel than the other vloggers. Thanks very much. All right, it's exhausting doing these things. I love it, but it's just exhausting. Marshall, go back to Chinatown and try beef and shrimp fried noodles in Kim Heong. That rings a bell, Kim Heong. Yeah, I think I've got a couple more videos to do in Chinatown because there's just so much going on there. It's such an interesting place. Corregidor Island, absolutely. Bataan, then I'd go to Corregidor Island for sure. It's the perfect sequel to your Manila American Cemetery episode. Yep, you're right, RK. Baguio City, Bataan, Zambales, Subic Bay, and northern part of Luzon. Good place to visit, yeah, absolutely. You have to go to Davao and try the crocodile lechon stuff and seafood, shrimp, and lobster. Wow, that sounds interesting. Yeah, well, I'd like to get back to Davao City. I really enjoyed it. I was only there for a week, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful to see you. I've looked at my talking points, and I think I've managed to discuss just about everything. As I said, I'll catch you up on the health insurance stuff. Just want to ask, have you ever had a bad experience doing vlogs outside since you're a foreigner and alone? No. No, I haven't. I hope to see you traveling around the palace. Yeah, portions of which are available public. Oh, really? I don't think you'd be able to take a video camera to the presidential palace. When's your next live stream? Thank you and have a good night. Thank you, Nicola. And thank you, everybody, beautiful people, for tuning in. And I shall see you when I see you. Good night.